In the heart of the Nazi terror machine, there was one man feared by all, even within the party itself. Reinhard Heydrich, the mastermind behind the final solution, the man Hitler himself called the man with the iron heart. He wasn't just an officer, he was one of the most ruthless and intelligent men in the Third Reich. But in the spring of 1942, two men from the Czech resistance decided to end his reign of terror. That was the beginning of one of the boldest assassination missions in history, Operation Anthropoid. Heydrich was born in 1904 in Germany. He served in the Navy but was dismissed after a moral scandal. Later, he joined the Nazi Party and quickly caught the attention of Heinrich Himmler, the head of the SS. Thanks to his sharp intellect and organizational skills, Heydrich rose swiftly to become head of the Nazi security service and helped establish the secret police, the Gestapo. He was one of the main architects behind the final solution, the plan to exterminate Europe's Jews. In September 1941, Hitler appointed him as the ruler of Bohemia and Moravia, the occupied territories of Czechoslovakia. From his first day, his rule was one of terror, arrests, executions, and death camps. Locals soon gave him a nickname, the Butcher of Prague. Meanwhile in London, the exiled Czechoslovak government planned something daring. They wanted to send a message to the world. The Czech people have not surrendered. They devised a mission bold enough to shake the Nazi regime and chose one target, Reinhard Heydrich. They called the operation Anthropoid, meaning human being, a code name for a mission that demanded inhuman courage. Two soldiers were chosen, Josef Gabčík and Jan Kubiš. They trained intensively in Britain and were parachuted into occupied Czechoslovakia in December 1941. They landed in the cold night, hidden from German patrols. The mission was suicidal. One mistake meant certain death. With the help of the local resistance, they began tracking Heydrich's daily routes. He often traveled in an open-top Mercedes, without guards, arrogant, untouchable. It was a rare opportunity, and a deadly one. May 27, 1942, a sunny morning in Prague. Gabčík and Kubiš waited at a sharp bend in the district of Liban. It was the perfect spot. The car had to slow down. Heydrich's black Mercedes approached, with no protection. Gabčík raised his submachine gun and pulled the trigger. It jammed. In a split-second decision, Kubiš threw his grenade at the car. The explosion tore through the vehicle. Shrapnel and metal ripped into Heydrich's body. The Butcher of Prague fell, screaming, as his driver tried to help. Gabčík and Kubiš fled into the chaos, unsure if they had succeeded. Heydrich was rushed to a hospital and underwent surgery. At first, it seemed he might survive, but infection set in. On June 4, 1942, Reinhard Heydrich died of blood poisoning. The Nazi regime had lost one of its most feared leaders, not on the battlefield, but in the heart of its occupied empire. But the price was horrific. Hitler and Himmler went mad with rage. They launched a campaign of brutal revenge. In the village of Lidice, the Germans accused the locals of sheltering the resistance. The entire village was wiped out. The men executed, the women and children sent to death camps. It became one of the most infamous war crimes in Europe. Eventually, the Gestapo discovered the assassins' hideout, a church in Prague. On June 18, 1942, nearly 800 SS soldiers surrounded the church. Only 7 resistance fighters were inside. The battle raged for hours. They refused to surrender. When their ammunition ran out, they took their own lives rather than be captured. Their deaths became legend, a symbol of courage that inspired generations. Operation Anthropoid didn't change the war militarily, but it changed something far greater. It proved that even under the darkest tyranny, humans could still defy oppression. That courage isn't measured by numbers, but by conviction. Today, Prague honors Gabčík and Kubiš as national heroes. Though their act brought devastating loss, it rekindled the spirit of resistance. They killed one man, but awakened a nation. Operation Anthropoid is more than a story of assassination. It's a testament that even in history's darkest hours, two men armed only with faith and courage could change the world.